Hey there friends, it's me Peter, and welcome to day 21 of my 25 days of Christmas reviews and day 2 of my Christmas Carol movie marathon. This time around, I'm going to be taking a look at a Christmas Carol adaptation that was not released theatrically, but actually on the small screen, and it came out just about 32 years ago. Considered to be one of the classic Christmas Carol adaptations, today I am taking a look at the 1984 version starring George C. Scott. Scott's turn as Scrooge is a very interesting one. He played the character almost as if he was taking pleasure in other people's pain. You could see him laughing out loud early on in the movie when Bob Cratchit is complaining about how cold it is in the office. Likewise, when he encounters the men that are seeking donations, at one point Scrooge actually looks at the camera and gives a little smirk to them. He just comes off as being so evil. It's amazing. And on that note, Scott's Scrooge, I feel, is much more intimidating than Alistair Sim's. Alistair Sim portrayed his Scrooge as just kind of a cranky old man, but Scott played his as someone who legitimately terrified people. I mean, I would not want to be in the same room as George C. Scott's Scrooge, and I don't think anybody else would either. I think that's part because George C. Scott is just so good at playing these, big, powerful characters, and they're just so overpowering and intimidating. But it's not just his intimidation that's amazing. He goes through the whole gamut of emotions. His sadness is very believable. His happiness is very believable. At the end of the movie, when he finally reforms and changes his ways, he's jumping around the room, giddy as a schoolboy, he says, and I actually was laughing with him. That's how powerful this performance was. I actually felt the need to laugh with him. But George C. Scott isn't the only great part about this adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Personally, I love how they handled the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. It's a very simple character to portray. It's just dressed in a black robe, and all you ever see of it is its creepy-looking hand that it sticks out every once in a while. But man, did they do this character so well here. Part of that is because they used several lighting techniques to make it seem more ominous. There's one scene where Scrooge hears these two men he's worked with talking about his death, and you never see the men's faces because they're covered in darkness. And then when Scrooge steps into the picture, everything around him goes dark except for the light which shines on Scrooge. And it adds this great tension to the scene. I feel they did an amazing job with it. Something else this movie did very well was Tiny Tim's character. In this movie, the makeup team actually added dark circles under his eyes, and he actually looked really sickly. It was kind of hard to portray that in the Alistair Sim version, which was black and white. But this one, they made him a little pale, and like I said, they put the bags under his eyes, and you got the feeling that he actually was really sick. Also, this movie's portrayal of Jacob Marley's ghost, I absolutely loved. They actually made it seem like he had gone completely crazy, which, to be frank, he probably would have gone completely crazy. Basically being forced to carry around these chains, which were representative of how he was held back when he was living on Earth. He's almost to the point where he's babbling incoherently, and I thought that was a great direction to take the character in. I thought it worked very, very well. The only negatives I would say about this movie, interestingly, have to do with the music. Part of why I love the Alistair Sim version was that there was very little music except in certain points. Here they add some more music, most likely because it's a more modern movie and audiences would probably get bored if there wasn't a lot of music. But sometimes I think they overdo it. As much as I love The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, there was this weird music cue that followed it everywhere. And it was interesting at first, but it got really annoying really fast. It wasn't to the point of detriment to the movie, but it did overstay its welcome. But when putting everything together, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great adaptation, George C. Scott was amazing as Scrooge, and I like the choices, for the most part, that they made with this movie. Yeah. I'm going to give the 1984 version of A Christmas Carol a 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching my latest Christmas review, my friends. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more Christmas reviews, simply click that subscribe button down below. And be sure to tune in tomorrow when I take a look at a slightly different version of A Christmas Carol. But until then, this is Peter saying see you later.